Hey, this is Travis with the Random Commuter. Thanks for joining me on my way to work. Let's get going. Well, this car looks funny. What car does he have today? Because it looks like he was pulling out of the garage. How can he be in the garage? The Mercedes is in the garage. Wait, the Mercedes is not in the garage. What does that mean? Let's see, he doesn't have the truck. He doesn't have the Mercedes. He's got this other weird car. But if you look closely, the other weird car is not a Tesla, so there's no way it can be an electric car. It's not a Tesla, it's a Bolt. So, we made the plunge. We did it. We are now fewer to internal combustion engines. And now I'm in this very goofy, but man, this is a fun car. I mentioned it on the previous episode of Random Commuter. I liked the drive. I thought it looked goofy. I still think it looks goofy. But I still like the drive. So we're in full-blown new car freak-out mode. I don't have a spare shirt, so I'm trying to decide whether or not to slop on myself or the car. Alright. It's leather seats. Let's take a chance. Coffee. So I have no idea how much noise you can hear at this point, but it's just going. This is pretty quiet. This is eerily quiet. All right, so this is the Chevy Bolt. I keep doing that. I have been saying Chevy Bolt like non-stop. It's a Bolt with a B, Bolt. All right, so this is the Chevy Bolt electric car special edition of Random Commuter. I have to remember I'm doing one pedal driving, so. Okay, I'm going to go over all this crap. You're not going to be able to see the car. I mean, what you see of the car in this episode is what you see. You see the headrest? You see the window? But I'm going to describe a whole bunch of stuff because you know what? Plenty of Bolt reviews are out there, so that's not what we're all about. We're about the Random Commuter and the Chevy Bolt. I also have to remember I'm not in a truck. So dips, potholes, things like that, those could hurt more. Hey, silly. You didn't let me go. Okay. So I think next to the SL, this is the fastest 0 to 60 car I think I've ever owned. Pretty sure. It's crazy how fast this thing takes off. Although to be fair, I did an exotic drive in a Lamborghini, but I didn't like completely punch it. I mean, I did a little bit just to be like, let's see what's going on, but I didn't punch it. When we bought it, I brought it home and sat in it for 2 hours figuring everything out, as you do. And so the next day, it's like, I mean, it was fully charged and everything like that. That wasn't the issue, but I was going to go visit family. I didn't want to do the whole, hey, look, we got your car, blah, blah, blah. It's like, I didn't want to do that. So I took the 4Runner. And as luck would have it, the 4Runner, I started to drive away and I'm like, oh damn, I need gas. Infuriating. So I'm there at a gas station with the 4Runner. So far I am totally digging everything. So let's see here. Climate control. I don't know what's going on with that or if I've got it on automatic or whatever. But I'm like reading these forums where like, this is how you can get max mileage, blah, blah. I'm like, dude. All right. maybe there's other things I haven't thought about, like maybe extreme cold, things like that. And, we'll take it as it comes. We've got, 2 other cars. So if I, something strange or whatever, I get caught with my pants down, there's always another car to take. All right. So, right. So I'm just going to drive this just like I drive a normal car. I'm not doing like a road trip or anything like that. People are like, oh, you can, stretch out the miles for this, this, and this. I'm like, look, I'm going to run the here like I normally would. I'm going to do all this shit just like normal. And we'll see what happens. We're going to see what happens. Because it's kind of cold outside and I want to be comfortable. Alright, so my max says 286. I've got 243 miles worth of energy, range. There we go, range. I don't think I have 242 miles of range, but it's cool. Hey, it's cool. I have not reset the trip or anything like that. I don't know. I guess I'm just not worried about it. Oh, my max says 285 for range. My minimum says 198. Cool. So I did take this out yesterday, kind of make friends with lane keeping assist, or whatever called lane assist keeping, assist lane keeping, keeping assist lane. So I did that, and that was kind of strange. So I set the cruise control, and it was great on the highway. It's like, okay, you kind of look drunk, but maybe a cop will be like, oh, okay, got it. You're not drunk. You're in a car that's trying to figure it out, right? But I took it on this like side road, clearly defined lines and all that. And whoa, man, that was kind of scary. But I was alert and standing by to take over. It's weird. This car feels like kind of a high-end sports car. Like I've test driven some really high-end sports cars. This feels like I don't know if it's the steering wheel or what it is, but the driving is really tight. Like it's really responsive. This has a sport mode, but I don't think it affects anything except the accelerator. Like, how much is it going to give you when you stop down the pedal or as you're just pushing it down. I don't think it's like, okay, we're tightening up the suspension movement. No. This is still a very goofy looking car from the outside. I guess it's kind of a goofy looking car from the inside. Totally made friends with the AV here. Connected to my phone. I'm doing my podcast right through it. That's pretty sweet. Pandora. It's got Sirius Radio, XM Sirius Radio, which is, I think that's just trial. Well, I'm not going to continue on that stuff. That's all the OnStar crap. I'm not going to use that. I didn't use it before. Why am I using it now? So I'm trying to decide if this thing really is that fast or just faster than people are expecting. It's sure as hell faster than I'm expecting. I'm like, holy shit. I've read about this stuff, right? Like, I've been reading about it for years. I've wanted to get an EV for years. Let me see, when did I want to? Okay, I first got hip to the sitch with the Tesla Roadster. I'm like, holy crap, that's an electric vehicle? Sweet. God, when was that? I want to say 2004, but that doesn't sound right. It's like 2008 or something like that. So like 10 years ago. And I'm sitting there going, no. Electric vehicles don't have to be these ugly little things that are totally stupid. They can be really cool, and they can be fast. Because that's the thing. Even today, all other electric cars in the, like, you know, $30,000 to $40,000 range, with the exception of the Model 3, which is damn near vaporware at this point, the Chevy Bolt. The Chevy Bolt does 0 to 60 in like 6.8 seconds or something like that. And a Tesla Model 3 being tested at around, you know, people reporting 4 or 5 seconds. So all the other compact car electric vehicles in that range just don't have that acceleration, I don't think. I'm trying to think of the BMWs, but I don't know what price range they're in. But the Leaf, the Kia Soul EV, all of that, no, they're like 0 to 60 in like 9 seconds. And that is part of that stigma. They're slow. It's like they don't have the range. And that's the other weird thing. All of those other EVs, which are slow, they have half the range. It's insane. But this, okay, and that being said, and to be fair, this is a pricey car for what it looks like. I mean, these are manual seats, for crying out loud, right? This is a $40,000 car. That's pricey. You know, with all the time I spent in this car, like 2 hours the first night we got it, that 2 hours the first night we met, and all the time I spent with it. I didn't really get the heating situation figured out. All right, let's do auto. Okay, let's go with that. Oh man, this is freezing. I'm freezing. All right, so the temperature says 60. Okay, so temperature, what's my comfort range? Let's do 66. We'll start out there. Let's try not to get this thing blasting in my face. Oh, there's a person in my blind spot. Okay, here's the deal with the tech. I haven't had tech. Our newest car, the last car we ever bought new was the FJ, and that's a 2008, so that's 10 years ago. And that was the newest tech, and newsflash, the FJ never had any tech to begin with. Had airbags. What else did it have? We thought it had kind of a cool radio, and it did have an audio auxiliary in. It did have that backup beeper. We thought that was pretty cool, but that's about it. Next to like power windows. I feel like I'm shouting. Okay. The SL500 had all sorts of tech that worked when it was new. Had all this like lumbar. Maybe the trim level we had didn't have it, but it could self-park, and that 2003. I mean, let's get real. The whole navigation system, wow. So the one pedal driving, I actually like it. I think this is nice. So I think most people get the idea. Yeah, you accelerate just like normal, but when you take your foot off the pedal, it's the same thing as applying, I think, the same amount of force. All right, let's. I said auto. I don't know what auto means. See, this is the same problem I had in the SL. I did not know how that auto thing worked. All right, you know what? I'm taking the auto off. We're just gonna put this up. We're going 70 degrees. Okay, that's what's gonna happen. Well, let's see what's on the radio. I'm incredibly intimidated. We'll get to the radio in just a second. I have a very specific memory about this song. Okay, so that song, see, I can't, like, okay, you know how you have a memory of, like, elementary school? And they may have done activities where you're sitting there going, well, every school did that. No, they didn't. Like, you assume it's a state curriculum or whatever, but you know, individual teachers be like, oh, I know, I want to do this thing. But they do it every year, so you just assume that every single school in the world does that. They do not. Okay, so we had what were called gym shows, which I think is actually really clever. So in the 3rd grade, this was in 85? 3rd grade, I think. Yeah, 85. Right. Reagan, all that stuff. Anyway, so we had a gym show, and all that meant was, like, you were doing activities that you'd normally be doing in gym class to music, and then making your parents watch it. So, for instance, or like some sort of choreographed routine of the best I could describe as gym activities. So, whether that be like some kind of big ball and you're doing like this thing with it, or we had like a gigantic parachute, and you know, we do different things with it, you know, put balls on it and like toss it to other people and everything like that, but all the kids went around holding a sign and doing things. One of the things was like, no balls on it. They put it up, and then it plumes, and then everyone got inside, you know, put it on the floor, and you sit on it, and you go, oh, look at this, we just made ourselves some fort. Which, as a kid, I imagine that is pretty damn cool. As an adult, that's pretty damn cool. But anyway, so one of the gym shows used that song. And that's all I think about whenever I hear that song, is our routine on little scooter things in a synchronized dance on these tiny ass little triangle scooters, and I have no idea what the name is, but I'm sure they have a name. So that's what I think about. It's gonna come back, you turn and walk away. You wanna be lovers and you wanna be friends. I'm losing my pain. This is a total cheat. It's telling me who's singing it. Which, yes, I know that tech has been around forever, but it's telling me it's right there. Oh, you mean Pat Benatar's Treat Me Right, 1981? This is a total cheat. But you know what? I still won't be able to remember who played what in what movie, so... Ugh. With songs like this, I'm a little bit terrified of it. Like, Lips of an Angel and things like that, or this song. Apparently, oh, you mean Chad Kroeger and Josie Scott in Hero, 2002? Anyway, so you're listening to these songs, you're like, is this racist? just one of those songs where you're just terrified. Well, thanks so much for joining me on my way to work on this special Chevy Bolt. I almost said Tesla. I wish. No, Chevy Bolt edition of Random Commuter. If you like that, go ahead and hit like and subscribe, as these episodes drop roughly every week. And I will catch you next time.